Do you remember the first time you fell in love? Like how beautiful that moment was, how magical it felt. If I can, stroll down memory lane, I remember the first time I fell in love. I walked inside the Motown Cafe and she was tucked away in a corner booth like a scene straight from a movie. And my eyes were held captive by her beauty and never once did I long to have them set free. And even though I didn't believe I loved at first sight in that moment, I fell in love. And most men won't admit this, but we are the romantic types, you know what I'm saying? Even the thugs. When he finds a woman that he is willing to invest in, he becomes the most mushiest guy you ever meet. And so if your man hasn't taken time out to do that romantic type stuff, like picnics at the park and dances in the moonlight, then it's more than 9 out of 10 that he might not be in love with you. Because men, when they find love, when they find the love that's worth it, they pull out all the stops. I was talking to my friend Randy Cunningham, and she said something that I find to be true. That men fall in love first, and women have to be careful how they handle that love, because that's something that we won't admit to. But we do. Most men do fall, and when we do, you know what I'm saying, we want to give ourselves to you, and we just don't know how. You know what I'm saying? It's because society teaches us something different, and so there's certain stigmas that we have to get over in order to maintain a love that's sustainable. I've lost love, and I'm okay with it, because at the end of the day, I'm still a fan of love and the idea of love, of what love is supposed to be. So I guess the goal of this episode is to help us to understand love in a different way, and to ask those people who are in relationships that are built on love and where love is the foundation, to just say bravo. Because society tells us that we can't have relationships that's built on love anymore, that our marriages and everything that we bring to the table has to be a partnership or a business, or we have to be building. And I agree with that to a certain extent, but to be honest, I don't want to build with you if I don't love you. I don't want to partner with you if I don't love you. And so behind it all, love really has to be that driving force. And not only does love have to be that driving force, but love has to be that that thing, that glue that keeps us together. And so I think it's important that we learn how to love correctly, And so how do we do that? I think the best way to love someone is to love them in the moment. So often we lose love because we're trying to plan things, plan for a future. And we're arguing about things that haven't even occurred. But if we would just only learn to love in that moment, man, how beautiful love could be. Like even when your partner, because we will have moments when we are not what we're supposed to be, or our partners are not what they're supposed to be. But if you choose to love in that moment, when that moment passes, you still have love lingering, And so, like I said before, I commend those who's allowing love to be that foundational piece that places them in a place of peace. Because man, it's hard. You can love someone today and you can lose that person tomorrow. Not even through death, but losing love is just like death. And people don't understand the hurt that comes when you lose somebody that you love, the healing that has to take place. That's why most of us are in states of healing right now, is because we've been hurt by love. And yet, whether we want to admit it or not, I know we claim to use self-love as a band-aid, but we still want that human connection. And let's just be honest. At the end of the day, after I heal and I get to a place where I'm whole, I want to allow somebody to come in and love me again. You know what I'm saying? I want to be loving myself. I don't want to miss the chance to have human connection and feel something soft. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. That's just not me. And I think that sometimes we use self-love as a facade. And self-love is important because so before we can, love anybody else, before we can, get up and tell everybody else that we love them, we should be at a place where we can love ourselves. And so, hey, we can wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and like, yo, Eric, I love you. But after that, we have to admit to ourselves that, hey, I want somebody to share life with, you know what I'm saying? I got so much to offer, so much that I'm accomplishing in this moment, you know what I'm saying? And it's, my journey has been, I've seen the lowest of lows, I think I'm going higher each moment. And it's just to have somebody, to share those moments with somebody who's cheering you on, somebody who has your back, somebody who's celebrating you every step of the way, that's the human condition, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can do it alone, but why do it alone if there's somebody who compliments me perfectly? And even though our moments won't be perfect, but when we together, it feels right. And so I think that that we have to change our view on love. Stop allowing people to say, hey, you don't need that. Because it's true, we do, we need something other than ourselves at times to help us through those moments when we're all alone and we come home from a long day of work and it feels like the whole world is on your shoulders. Somebody can just take their hands and starts to caress your shoulders and, hey, in a loving way. That's still a desire, and if you don't have that desire, you might be okay with you, but for me, love is the most beautiful, most purest idea that can ever be. And I believe in the concept that if you love once, you can love again in a greater, deeper way. Because there's somebody who's just waiting for your two stars to collide, hoping, to get a glimpse of what happiness feels like. And there's somebody just for you, as they say, if you allow them to be. Sometimes we get where life gets too heavy and we shut everybody else out. And especially men, man, we have to do a better job of when we're going through to open up ourselves and be vulnerable. We're not vulnerable because as soon as we show or are vulnerable, most women view this as a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? When you carrying shit and you making it work, and you making it happen, you're really strong. But as soon as you allow your hurts to be displayed, a woman takes that as a sign of weakness, and they don't want no weak man. But at the same time, you don't want a man who's not sharing all of himself, because you want to allow him to be what he was really meant to be and to give you the pieces of him that he needs to give. It's a broken system. And until we learn to look at the holes in the system, we would still make the mistake of not allowing ourselves to be loved in entirety. And love would still continue to fail. We'd lose love at faster rates in relationships, families, and everything that was meant to be stable. The foundations will crumble. So let's take time to love somebody today. I want to start by loving you. And as I end this episode of Basement Vibes, I want our meeting to be like the first time we fell in love. I want this to be like when you knew that this would be, something that lasted a lifetime. I want you to vibe with me. I want to vibe with you. And I want to be able to give you content and give you pieces of me that I've never given anybody else before. And I want you to be able to do the same. And I want to, like I said, energetically, I want us to be able to push each other to that next level. So every Thursday we're going to be here with more exciting content, you know what I'm saying? Something new, something fresh, a different idea. But I want you to be there every step of the way. Why? Because I love you. And you love me. And through this love, we're going to build a partnership. And we're going to bring out the best in one another. So keep on watching. Keep on kicking it with us. And watch. You're going to grow. We're going to grow. And you're going to see things that you've never seen before. Basement vibes. Yo, until next Thursday. Peace. I love you.